Oh yeah. Sup.
Well, welcome to another episode of the Pinball Party Podcast. I wasn't sure if this equipment still worked. I had to dust off the cobwebs, and I think you did as well. Well, you've still been doing shit, Cale, right? Electric Bat, you guys are still kicking it.
Yeah, Cale from Electric Bat is here. How are my levels? Do I need to come down a little bit?
Oh, that's what she said. No, I think... I mean,
right,
you can turn it down a little. We're recording everything. Who cares?
Fix it. Let's do it live.
Let's do it live. Fix it in post. Man, it's good to be back. Well, I hesitate to say it back. I just wanted to record. Middle of the day, Friday. I haven't recorded a pinball party in, I don't know, 6 years. I think it's been a little over a month. And what happens? A guy takes a break from doing a podcast for a while. Right. President's ear or previous president's ear gets shot off. Microsoft just stops working for a day. Godzilla just turns black and white. Haggis doesn't really, there's Haggis, or is there? They're gone. The podcasts are just dropping. The used pinball market is hot trash. You got to catch me up on what's happening in the pinball world. I don't even know my ass from my elbow, which way's up, which way's down, other than an excuse to talk to you and just catch me up on pinball. So what did I miss aside from everything I just said?
Man, that's it. But it's not all doom and gloom. Okay. Even we're either going to be controlled by a felon or a senile individual. But
that dude.
Let's just talk this. Can we turn this into a political talk show?
I think that, yeah. Well, if we can do political plus religious, I would let's talk about our beliefs.
So good.
In
Christian
God.
Anarchist Radio.
Oh, welcome. Your pinball news. Do we believe in God, and is Biden or Trump the better president? Factually.
East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. Stern released a really cool looking Godzilla, and if I didn't have one, I would buy one.
You're saying if you didn't have an OG, you'd go black and white.
Right, of course, yeah. Actually,
once you go black and white, you never go back.
Man, what do you think? It looks cool, right?
Yes, I actually shout out to Zach Meny. I think he still exists. Flipping out and all that, flipping out, whatever.
Yeah.
Him and Greg Boner did a mock-up a year ago of a potential black and white Godzilla, and they used a blue color instead of red. And I got to say, I liked their mock-up better than Stern's here.
But that was the kiss of death, because Stern, if they would have done blue, Zach would be like, "Where's my cut?"
Sure.
So they had to do something different.
As you can see from me wearing blue, and I got too much blue in this shot, but it's fine. And you're wearing red. Wow, that's not even planned. I'm more of a blue guy than a red guy. So for what it's worth, if I didn't have a Godzilla, I wouldn't get this, and I don't have a Godzilla, and I won't get this. I have no pinball machines right now. I literally haven't played pinball in 6 weeks, 8 weeks. And before we get back into the Godzilla, I must say, for those who have been staying up with my adventures over the last year with tendinitis. If I don't play pinball, I'm great. My hands work perfectly. So I think that's been a major factor in
good.
Yeah, good. But man, I want to play pinball,
Yeah.
But my body
once
breaks.
The weather's better, come down here. It's a little hot right now.
Yeah. What are you rocking down there? 150 degrees?
Actually, it's nice. Right now, it's 104. The high is going to be 111.
Get out of here. Jesus. It's nice at 104.
Yeah.
God, we're at, what are we at, 78? Yeah.
Whew.
Freezing.
I might need to come visit you.
Yeah, put a hoodie on.
We can go to Lit.
Yeah, we can go to Lit, double IT. All right. Godzilla, black and white. If it was up to me and the pinball fairy in front of me said, and I mean that in the magical sense of fairy, not you know what I mean?
Sure.
Both, same time.
Political talk show,
Yeah. Do you believe in God? Yes or no? Please write into pinballpartypodcast@gmail.com your religious beliefs and who should win the election. I would probably take the colored Godzilla. My favorite thing about Godzilla
Can
is not play.
Can we stop calling it the colored Godzilla? Because like
Oh.
the last 3 podcasts I listened to, they call it the the old Godzilla, the less desirable colored one, and then the new one is the black and white. So we have to come up with a different name for it.
I mean, I do like how it's trending towards kind of like a racist innuendo, which I could lean into. Not in a positive way, but okay, let me think about that. But, to go all over the place because it's been 6 weeks, so buckle up. That's just what's going to happen. I got too much to say, to listen to learn, so the agenda is non-existent, aside from the old pulling up Nap Arcade and finding out some stuff that I'm not aware of. The last feedback email I got from a customer, I would say that our listeners are more customers than fans. I like to think of them as, business transactions.
Sure.
What a clown, I must say. They wrote in a good 3 paragraphs of negative feedback, which was phenomenal. It's one that I actually shared with my family, my parents, last weekend. We were at the cabin, and they found it hilarious. All these reasons, do all this, change all your show. It's all bad. Too much innuendo. You shouldn't say all this. Don't make fun of it. I've been listening for a long time, and okay. So you may know who you are. If you are, that sent me a very long. My mom laughed at it and is a big fan of the show I'm doing. So I mean, whatever point you're trying to make, I'm so sorry, but we're doing fine on this end. And let me catch up you or the customers. Man, you sent me over text. We still keep up via text. I'm doing great. I just got to say that. I switched careers about 3 months ago. I got laid off, switched jobs. It was rough. It's rough out there. And, change management at a new place and learning a whole new thing and doing a different thing. But man, it was a blessing in disguise getting laid off from that place. I mean, you even know, and probably, I use this podcast as like a place of just like venting sometimes, but even just life. Like, man, my advice, you shouldn't take it, but not you specifically, but to our customers. If you're at a job and for like 2 years straight, you're like, oh, I hate everything about this. And you find yourself doing other things like, I don't know, recording podcasts during work hours, driving 10-hour round trips to get pinball machines, playing pinball, getting sponsored, meeting people at another arcade, doing podcasts with people at that other arcade, and then doing like a 12 days of balls thing, all during working hours because you're doing whatever you can to avoid your job. Get laid off or quit that shit. Because it's true. After a while, like, it's just a blessing in disguise. So it's not that because I haven't been doing pinball, that's why I've been doing great. But it's just, I just wanted to say it, for what it's for all the customers out there who are wondering. So, for ending my last feedback on some like 3 paragraph negative feedback thing, just, who cares? Whatever. This is just for fun at this point. And yeah, anyway, not that anyone asked, but I figured might as well catch up because it's everyone. Where'd you go? Did you die? Are you okay? I've been doing great. That's what I've been doing. Long-winded, and circle back to your question about Godzilla black and white and the colored black and white. What Skittles versus black licorice? I don't know. What do we call the first one?
I don't know. The original
clone?
And the new one.
Yeah. Okay. The original, or some people,
I like the original and the black and white.
Yeah, the original and the black and white.
So tell me this: if they when they originally released Godzilla, and they would have done the OG full color or the black and white, which one would you have gone with? Like day one, straight off the rip, kind of like Monsters, right?
God damn. So Godzilla, it doesn't do anything for my theme. So I think what I was about to say a while back before I just totally went off the rails. My favorite thing about the game is not playing it. I loved the color. I loved Zombie Yeti's artwork and the color scheme. And once you add the art blades, that thing just fucking pops.
It's beautiful. It really is beautiful.
So if Godzilla was a theme that like meant more to me, like let's say this was Star Wars or Lord of the Rings. Ooh, shit, I don't know. because this fits because it's black and white. Godzilla. What else? Like if this is a Pulp Fiction in black and white, I'd get the black and white.
Ooh, that would be tough.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it was like what else has been? If this was like a Bram Stoker's Dracula in black and white, easy black and white, faux show. I don't know if this had a blue tint. No, yeah, a blue tint or a green tint instead of a red tint or whatever you want to call it. Tint is not the right word. I don't know what I would pick. Yeah, thank you very much. I would love to see this in person because this is one of those things where black and white. You see like the lights; those are multicolored, but then the play field is black and white. Obviously, the inserts. I want to see how that looks in real life. But
same.
You know,
it's kind of like the first time I saw the Elvira Blood Red Kiss edition. You really need to see that one in person. It is amazing, absolutely gorgeous.
And to that previous email's point, it's probably like the first time I saw a breast in real life. You didn't want to talk about like things like this, so let's do that. You see a breast in Playboy or Penthouse, whatever it is back then, and you're like, that's nice. Or you see it on late night on the TV, the Scrambled. You're trying to just get that like 1 second.
Or your teacher leans over.
Oh,
and
right.
Her blouse hangs down. Yeah.
Yeah. Oops. And you're like, well, I'm
here. I am.
Here I am, and there you are.
Right.
So as a boy, which I think a lot of us listening are a lot of the customers of the Pinball Party are men, you want to see a breast. So and you're like, well, let me to some like, well, let me actually see what all the fuss is about in real life. And you see one, and you're like, okay, I see what the fuss is about. It's as beautiful as you thought, and this could be that. This could be Pinball's breast, if that works.
There you go.
Stern, you can use that one. Feel free. Come on, invite me on site. Use the Stern's Pinball breast acronym. Godzilla, what the hell? All right, so Godzilla came out. I haven't looked at the pin side threads. I would love to see because there's probably so many angry people about. Oh, now my Godzilla's worth so much less, and that'd be fun to read. I know when I kind of took a little pause a month or so back, Black Knight Sword of Rage was just about to come out. Another run of that.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Did you guys get one? Did you have one? Or
well, luckily we already have one, so we didn't have to get one. But it's a great game.
Hell yeah, it is.
And I'm glad they're running them for anybody who hasn't picked one up yet.
Yeah, go get a Black Knight Sword. Man, damn it. I've spent too much money lately on cars. So like I have no pinball money right now. I have a car in the mail, as one does. I did another dumb thing and bought a car, with my phone, and then it's getting delivered. So are you
getting rid? What you were riding around on? You had the Mazda. Is that right?
I did have the Mazda. So the Mazda, and I'm going to have another one. I treat cars like I did pinball machines. Like they're going to come and go. So
is this your daily driver or like a hobby car?
No, this is the just put your foot on the gas and hold it as far down as it can the whole time. Car, hobby car. Okay. I wanted to get a track car not a track car specifically, but a car that I could take to the track, whether autocross, Track Night of America, track days for those familiar with the vernacular, know what I'm talking about. And Mazda MX-5s, also known as Miatas, your standard soft top needs a roll bar to be SCCA certified to go on a track day. If you have an RF, a Tagra top, T-top, which is what I had, which is a hard top that can transform into a convertible, you can technically use those at Track Night of America and track days, at least in Wisconsin where I am. And I emailed the SCCA to find out if I could, and it took so long to get back to me because I didn't want to put a roll bar in my MX-5 RF. So I listed it for sale just in case, because I bought it at the price I could sell it and not lose and make money, because I bought it as a tester to see if I really wanted a Miata long term. So I bought one that's relatively used and cheap. And it convinced me I did want one, as opposed to I've been through a GR Corolla, a Golf R, Civic Type R, a lot of track focus kind of shit, manual cars. And I wanted a Miata. So I sold it. And then they got back to me and said, yeah, you can totally use those at track days. Well, fuck me. I got to buy another one then. But it was fine because my wife and I both love the car, drive it all the time in the summer with the top down, cranking like Tupac. We're white. So if you crank Tupac in a Miata, in like in a suburban town, it's hilarious.
It's like the beginning of Office Space, right?
Yes, and yeah.
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 So
And
what kind of engine does this thing have?
it
Is
has
it
a
4-cylinder, 6-cylinder?
yeah, 4-cylinder, the same one that's in like a Mazda 3, and they're standard whatever. It's not turbo, it's not supercharged, but in a car that's only like 2,300 pounds,
Yes.
you fucking go. It feels like you're always
Well,
just.
you know what I like? My cousin is into all those cars, and at one point he had a Honda S2000.
Yes.
Man, and that's a light car with a V6. It was dangerous.
It's Miata's like a lot of people will choose between those two. I mean, they don't make the S2000 anymore, but yeah, it's the same thing of like, it's a small light car that you can buy a Tesla or a fucking Hellcat or something with tons of horsepower and like, yeah, push the gas and you're going to get some torque up your asshole and it'll feel great. But then suddenly you're going 200 miles an hour and you get pulled over and that's your fun. Or like a S2000 or Miata, you just hold your foot down as far as it goes and just go everywhere. And it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, but you're going like 36.
Yeah, feels good.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. All right,
so
back
I've been
to
doing all
pinball
that
before we lose everybody.
Yeah, sorry, come back, customers. Yeah, they've paid for their content. Black Knight Sword of Rage. I don't have any pinball money to buy that. I want to. I should because to get back off pinball because that's what's important. Right when I ordered this newer Miata club with the Brembo and the Recaro seat package, for those who know what I'm talking about, get fucked. It's so dumb that I did it. Then we drove a UTV in the trails in northern Wisconsin, and I fell in love with off-road UTV side-by-side. I'm like, all right, there's another 20 grand that's got to go to something fun that's stupid. So all this pinball money has been shifted into adrenaline sports, which is also fun. But now there's some stuff coming, right? There's Black Knight Sword of Rage that I would like to have $6,000 to $7,000 to put into and play it for 2 days and then sell it. And the rumored upcoming Metallica, which, man, that is going to be the one to be like, Jason, you gotta shift some funds around and buy that fucking game. I just got a text 2 nights ago from some random like, hey, when's this Metallica coming out? And I was like, why is someone texting me about Metallica? And then it clicked like, oh, it's a pinball thing. I forgot about that. So can we talk about Metallica again for a second? That seems to be what's coming out next, right?
Seems like it, yeah.
God damn. Spike.
I mean, from all the rumors, I'm hearing all the same stuff you're hearing.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been hearing anything for the last month. It seems.
Well, I mean, it's all the same.
Okay.
Spike 3 apparently, same layout, different art.
Different art.
Yeah, different art and different, like the area where the snake is and the area where Sparky is, that would have to be different too, because all of that stuff is Dirty Donnie stuff. And from what I understand, this is all new art. But same layout. This is going to be the Spike 3 system. So, I'm guessing you're going to get a larger display.
Yeah.
The only thing we know for sure, Gomez has said the cabinet is going to be different.
That's right.
But it's not going to be wildly different. So what I'm thinking is, larger display, because it just makes sense. I mean, LCD displays, they're dirt cheap. Why not put a bigger one in, right?
That's what she said. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Bigger screen, bigger speakers, maybe, or just shifted speakers.
Yeah, and most importantly for the gameplay, you're gonna be able to have, the programmers are gonna have more options. Because one thing, when we were at the factory, and Tim Sexton was showing us John Wick, they said they were really pushing what Spike 2 could do. I mean, they were running out of inputs, outputs. I don't know all the technical aspects of all that. So, with Spike 3, you're going to have a more powerful system where they'll be able to do more, because with the speaker lights and the lights in the side, what's it called? Expression lighting.
Yeah.
Being able to control all that and more with this new system.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know what else to say. I want Metallica. I've been looking forward to that since like the rumors started. I was gonna say a week and a half ago. By that I meant a year and a half ago when those rumors started. I'm looking at Nap Arcade in the realm of rumors, and Nap is bringing up that we all know to shift to Jersey Jack Pinball, there's going to be a game or two coming out soon. And I mean, I know a couple things, but from what I know, like one is going to be a banger of a theme. And there's the Harry Potter rumor, which please. There's the Matrix rumor, which goddamn please. And then there's like Muppets, like And then he's talking about the possible Avatar. Oh. So, yeah, I get it. You know, Avatar, like to some people, but like in pinball, we've done it. But also, like, it does not, in my opinion, I don't think it holds weight that, like, even compared to Muppets, even though I'm not a huge Muppets fan, like Avatar, well, people don't really care about the Way of Water. What do you think about Avatar?
Maybe I'm out of touch, but I have not seen either Avatar movie, and I don't see people around the arcade going, "Damn, I wish we could get another Avatar."
Yeah, right. Or wearing Avatar shirts, or just like.
And even though isn't it like the biggest movie ever, I still don't hear a lot of talk about it.
It seems though that Jersey Jack's games are kind of the lag behind when it comes to their theme. Like Wizard of Oz, all right, amazing theme, don't get me wrong, but like when it comes to like, well, you were about 40 years late, a little late on that one. Elton John, like, you know, a little past his prime. Still incredible, don't get me wrong. It's like if they release like a Michael Jackson, it's like, all right, well, you know, he diddled boys, but still.
Michael Jackson, like, Prince, whatever, yeah.
Right, yeah, Prince didn't diddle, but yeah, I mean, and then you got Godfather, again, like, about 30 years too late. Guns N' Roses.
Bob Marley.
About 30 years, you're about 30 years too late on Guns N' Roses, on like these themes, like Avatar, like, well, you're about 15 years too late. So, I mean, maybe it would line up with like, what are you doing? You know, but.
No, it makes sense. You're right.
Yeah. Then, well, Hobbit is like the only one, because even Pirates was like a little late from when Pirates was huge. Hobbit was like right when it was still going. Yeah. Which is unusual for them. Okay. Avatar. Hopefully not. But if it's Avatar or Muppets, like, what do they cost now? $50,000 for one Jersey Jack pinball machine, probably?
Yeah. Well, that's just the beginning level is 50, and then it goes up from there.
75 for the CE. Okay. So I'm avoiding pinball 6 weeks, not intentionally, like, but you know, it just hasn't been around. And I see this post that Haggis Pinball enters external, quote, administration, takes down online presence, and closes doors. Closes factory. So there was all these rumors and speculation, whatever you want to call it, backed up by like facts of like people not getting their games and like problems with money. And then like, oh no, how dare you? How dare you? Why would you say anything like that? And they're like, oops, we close our doors. Oops, sorry. That's shady. Right?
Yeah, I think it goes back to, man, wait until the game is made before you give somebody some money. I mean, people have been saying this for years, you know, especially after Deep Root. But, you know, man, buyer beware. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people that are absolutely screwed. I'm not sure how, you know, the money's working between, you know, the distributor and the company, but the company has no money. I mean, that's nothing, you know. There we are. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Haggis is toast, right? I mean, I don't want to get sued for, what is it, slander or yada. I mean, they're closing their doors.
I think it's fine. I don't think they have money to get an attorney to sue you overseas, but
that's a good point. Ahead. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm not saying anything bad. It just seems like they're out of business and people are screwed. That sucks.
Yeah. It does suck because, I mean, they came out with a beautiful, beautiful product with Fathom. Yes, it had you know, anybody who's tried to route one understands it has issues. But yeah, they were doing something really cool. and the whole company, all the people that work there seem to be excited, and it was just unfortunate. I mean, pinball's hard. It's impressive what Stern does. It's impressive what Spooky and Jersey Jack do. Not as impressive with American, but they're
Not as impressive.
Well, they got the money, they got the backing of a big company behind them. But yeah, pinball's hard, and one slight misstep and everything can come crumbling down.
There is at least the thing with American Pinball. I forgot about like GTF and then the barbecue game, which is just funny. At least they're shipping their games and they're giving their customer, they got that going.
And they have a lot to ship, because I talked to somebody who recently went to the factory, and they're just sitting in the boxes waiting. So, take that $500 off or whatever they're offering.
Are they? Yeah, they're on sale. They're probably because people don't want to buy them.
Yeah.
Yep. I took a quick peek at the old Pinside. For those unaware, Pinside is the rotten death hole of pinball on the internet. Go check it out. You can get yelled at. You can get sworn at. You can get priced.
Don't you feel good staying off of that for a little bit?
Oh, I can't go back.
I can't. So I had to, I created an account for some reason, but the only reason I've historically ever used Pinside is for find some repair tips or advice if I ever run into an issue. But once I can't remember why I started an account. Rachel wanted me to do one for some reason, and then so I started like, well, let me see what this is all about. And it's like there's like a dozen people. They're just waiting to dogpile on. They just want to argue, and it's just like you get caught in this loop, and it's just like, man, it's just better to stay off that site, man.
And I would add,
what were you saying about it?
Well, I'll say the one thing, and then I want to go back to what you said, because what you said I think is very important for a lot more than just that. I was just taking a quick peek at like if Avatar is the game for JJP. Hey, how's the Stern, pulse on Avatar? How are those? So no one wants them, and they're sitting at like 5,000 or best offer. So you'd think if you would take a theme, they're like, all right, well, let's take a theme that's doing really well and just give it the Jersey Jack sparkle. You'd pick something like Star Wars, even Turtles, something that sells well, maybe, not the greatest game, but Avatar, not only was it not one of the greatest games, a lot of people just don't fucking like it, and the theme they don't like, but so not to poo-poo the rumor, it's just, I'll poo-poo if that rumor is true. I think that they shouldn't do that, but Pinside, garbage hole, all that, staying off it is great. What also is great is not doing this. I've stayed off of Instagram, Facebook, which feels even better. So for some context, I never had a social media account aside from MySpace back in the day, because, if you're 40, you rolled with MySpace because it was the GOAT, and it's just trash. Then, Facebook came out and everything else, and TikTok, and now the world is just the worst. And so I stayed off of social media entirely, all the way up until Pinball Party, because I had no reason to. I had no Facebook account. I had no Instagram. I had no TikTok. I had nothing in it because I don't want it. I like to be by myself. I don't want to talk to people from high school. I don't want to send pictures of like myself eating a hamburger with my hand up my ass or whatever people do on there. But with the Pinball Party, and like, oh, I want to grow some numbers or do shit or whatever, like started posting more. And then posting on Facebook, and then you see the numbers go up, and then you were helping, on Instagram as well, which is like getting a lot of followers. I mean, you did awesome. But then I found myself like checking it multiple times a day and like looking for the hearts, looking for the follows, and to get that little dopamine hit. And then like I would check way too many times, and now that I haven't, like even when I looked at it the other day, I think I just shared something dumb. I didn't even want to be on it. Like, ugh. So I just don't like any of that stuff. I know it's like necessary, and you have to do it for your business, and you should, and it's great. But like, I just...
No, like 20, 30 years from now, we're going to look at it like people look at smoking now. I mean, it's bad. It's addictive. You get on there, you get in that dopamine feedback loop, and then all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, I was on here for 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's not good. But
it's not good.
It's gonna be slow, but it's happening already with the younger kids. There's already this trend to not be on social media, and
good.
Yeah, and like reading an actual book is picking up. Book sales are up, just like vinyl's up. These kids that have grown up with the internet, they want to experience what I experienced, a world without the internet. So I hope, I mean, but it's going to take a couple of decades for, us to see real change.
Yeah, everything you just said, I'm just kind of like basking in what you said because it's true, and it's taking a step away from pinball inadvertently. I took a step away from all of that, and I don't want to come back to any of that. Of even, to take a peek behind the curtain of being on Facebook or Instagram or any of those, and like seeing posts from Nudge, Electric Bat, Don's Pinball Podcast, Kaneda, Flipping Out, Brody Even Talk, name a pinball thing, and like you get caught up in this like none of that matters. When all that paused, the only thing that remained is like I would still text with you. I'd still text with Zach from Deep Dives. And that was kind of it. Like all that superfluous, dumb bullshit that didn't matter still doesn't matter. And now I just don't have to touch it. And like it's weird how you think like you're smarter than that, stronger than that, pick something, but it gets you and you have to be involved. And like, it feels so much better not doing any of it.
100%.
But I do miss the act of playing pinball. It's only been 6 weeks for me, but like, what have you been playing lately? Like, I know you're running the arcade and doing all that, but like, what have you been enjoying playing lately?
It's really interesting. Despite what mainstream media is saying about the economy, what pinball media is saying about John Wick,
I forgot about John Wick.
Yeah, pinball's
holy
up.
Shit.
I mean, our tournaments are still breaking records. We never get under like 100 people now on a Tuesday, regular old Tuesday.
God.
We've added more tournaments throughout the week, just like fun tournaments. We've added a team tournament where you grab you and two of your friends, so a 3-man team.
Where do you grab them?
You grab them, and then it takes balls of steel, Jason.
Hey-o. Uh-huh.
But one player plays the first ball, one player plays the second ball, one player plays the third. So it's a relay race of a pinball tournament. Yeah, fun stuff, like non-IFPA stuff, just fun stuff. And people have been getting together. They want to get together, have a good time. Pulp Fiction. I don't know if you've been listening to the podcast, but for the past several months, or whenever Pulp Fiction dropped, that was the king. That was the top dog as far as earnings go. Okay. And Jaws was released, and Jaws wasn't able to dethrone Pulp Fiction. Finally, John Wick absolutely destroyed Pulp Fiction in earnings. So
no shit.
Yeah, people are loving John Wick. I don't know if you've heard, but now the limited contracts are out that have the push notifications.
Yeah.
So, you get a push notification to your phone, new limited contract, get to your closest arcade. And man, people are loving these things. People love collecting these things. I talked about this on the podcast, but when the first one dropped, Rachel and I were in the office doing office stuff, and we got the notification, and we looked at each other and immediately jumped up and ran to John Wick. Of course, we were the first ones on it, but as we're playing, people start coming in through the doors. I mean, this is working. This is amazing. Yeah. And kudos to Stern for making this happen, man. It is absolutely working, and people love it.
Damn. Well, I wouldn't discount the fact that you guys aren't dumb. You and Rachel, like, you make a good community. You get what to do. Where, like, I won't throw other places under the bus, but you do it well. So that, I don't know. Let's just say, like, I would say that I am not super encouraged to like go out to my arcade and look at my push notifications. I don't give a shit. Like I don't want to go and see some of these people. What am I doing here? Because it's just not concentrated on. It's just not how it is. But John Wick, so it beat Pulp Fiction, did it remain like at least consistently up there, or was it like a blip and then gone?
No, it's still way up there. It earned 50% more than Pulp Fiction.
How is Jaws doing? I know you brought it up in that conversation. Is it just like kind of middle of the pack?
Oh, and Jaws is doing it's doing fine. It's up there. It's
okay.
in the top 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still haven't played John Wick.
John Wick's cool. I think you would like it. I would almost tell you to just go ahead and buy one, but I don't want to put you in that and you and me in that position. So I want you
Correct.
to go on location. But yeah. I think you would really dig it because it's fast and furious, like a Black Knight Pro. And we have the John Wick Pro, but I've played both, and both of them are awesome. The shots are exactly the same, except for the crate shot. But it's fast and it's cool. I think it has that look I definitely like, and I think you'd be into too, like that Blade Runner, Matrix kind of look. Neon Tokyo kind of thing going on, but all that combined with the contracts, I think it's a lot of fun, and there's a lot more code to come. They're dropping more and more, and they've added some cool call outs. But I think it's a very cool game, especially after Jaws. Jaws is a very bright game, and it's scary because a shark's chasing you, right? But this is truly like a dark, really cool, like dark underworld that you're immersed into, and I'm digging it. I think you'd like it.
I got to find a time to play it. I think I'd have to drive, an hour and a half. We'll see if I do it. I don't know if I will. I'll get to it. When is the next release? Do you know by any game? Like, is it going to be October? Probably by the time we're at
So
Expo?
I think we're going to see American's next game at Expo.
Cuphead.
Cuphead, yep. And then after that, I mean, Cuphead's probably going to be horrible.
Yeah. Right.
Well, and the only reason I say that because Dave Wick. Dave Wick.
Good.
So, I mean, Dave Fix even was on a podcast and saying the team wasn't interested in that license. So,
good.
And it's very important. Gomez has even talked about this, how important, I mean, it just makes sense, how important it is to have a team hyped about the IP.
Right.
That's what makes a great game. You want your team like excited to clock in and make this thing happen. And
of course.
And he publicly said they're not into Cuphead, but what they are into is the license after that, which is apparently He-Man.
I mean, I want it to just not be them making it, but yeah. He-Man. So Expo, you think? But Metallica or a JJP game? Man,
I don't know. I don't know about that. All I know is I talked to somebody who talked to David Fix, and he said the plan is to have the Cuphead at Expo.
David Wick. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So I got to cut this short. I got to run. I got to do stuff. I wanted to hit record. Full disclosure, I sent Cale a text like, hey, I'm going to hit record. You want to join? 15 minutes. We just started going. So thank you for dropping everything under the sun and joining this here podcast. I'll probably release another Pinball Party podcast. I don't know. Sometime. Maybe never. But it was good to talk to you. It's good to talk to anyone. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Electric Bat Arcade on Instagram, Electric Bat Arcade on Facebook. We have a website, electricbatarcade.com. And this Sunday, we are having the Dog Days of Summer 2 pinball tournament. Big pinball tournament starts at noon on Sunday. Come on out at Electric Bat Arcade.
Fucking A. Well, 120 degrees. Go to Electric Bat Arcade. Go buy your pinballs at flippingoutpinball.com. When I buy my pinball shit, I buy from Flippin' Out. From toppers, art blades, premiums, I've got it figured out. Flippin' out. When I think of pinball, I think flipping out. When I buy from Flippin' Out. And stay tuned, Pinball Party customers, to the next episode. We'll see you later.
From toppers, hard plates, premiums, I've got it figured out. Flipping out.